Jack Smith.
Apes. This is your internet buddy, Jack Smith. Your wonderful internet buddy, Jack Smith. And, Jack Smith. Jack Smith is like just disgusted by, this nonsense. Nonsense, I say. Talk about impeachment. The impeachment of the orange man. Both libtard and conservatards talking about impeaching the orange man. Probably the same people who are saying his presidency has been a disaster so far. A disaster. And then when pressed to give specifics of exactly why it's a disaster, there's a lot of dancing around, and once you distill to its essence what they say, it comes down to, well, his presidency has been a disaster because I don't like his personality. That's basically it. Yeah, the guy's doing a fucking great job so far. He's turned around a whole shitload of regulations that were fucking the country up the ass. Everything that his detractors, his opponents, and his haters, everything that they have, accused him of has been completely fake. I mean, there's no Russian ties. There's no fucking Russian ties. And as far as leaking information, he's the president. He could tell anybody anything that he wants. Pretty much. I mean, he's the guy who decides what is and what is not classified. In addition, President Obama leaked stuff to the Russians about Syria and a couple of other things. He leaked to the press during his tenure. I forget what it was. He leaked something to the press that actually compromised something Israel was doing, but shit, I forget the goddamn details. Jack Smith didn't do any show prep. Not that he ever does any show prep, but yeah, Obama leaked stuff a number of times, and it was far more serious than Trump being like, yeah, we're against those guys. Which is basically what he leaked. Yeah, we're doing stuff against those guys. Some vagaries. I mean, Trump doesn't know exactly what the hell's going on over there. How could he leak anything? He doesn't know anything. What he is doing, and I don't know, I'm not really hearing this said, but it sounds more along the lines of, if Trump has any strategy about anything at all, it is likely that he is doing what Reagan did to Brezhnev in Afghanistan, which is Reagan kind of bamboozled Brezhnev into wasting all the Soviet Union's meager resources on fighting the Mujis in Afghanistan, which was, part and parcel to the demise of the great USSR. And it would stand to reason that Trump, he knows that the Russians are kind of fucked for cash and are always willing to grandstand in some military way to pretend that, they are the thing to fear. So, yeah, tricking Putin into pissing money away in the Middle East on pointless wars. That's a thing. Could be what he's doing. I mean, Trump was like, his heyday was during the Reagan era. So he was obviously a student of Reagan, or at least paid attention to what was going on and maybe tried to figure it out. I don't know, but that's likely the case. The idea of impeachment, you can't impeach somebody because you do not like his personality. You can't impeach someone who didn't do anything wrong. You can't impeach someone for doing really mild wrong things. And you got to have Congress to impeach someone, and that takes balls that Congress does not have. Those fucking cowards, even if they hated Trump, they'd be too scared to do anything to him. Because Congress sucks. They're a bunch of fucking cunts. Those faggots won't do anything. So yeah, Trump is not going to be impeached. At the moment, it's impossible because he didn't do anything wrong. Everything that they're saying he did wrong is fake, just like his Russian ties are fake, just like Russians hacked the election is fake. I mean, I'm hearing libtards talk about it, and they're only talking about it because they got nothing else. And that means they got nothing. They are well and truly fucked. As fake as, Obama is a Muslim, he's more of a Muslim than Trump is some sort of Manchurian candidate from Russia. Or even that Putin has enough energy to give a shit about what goes on in the U.S. election. He's, what happens in the U.S., Putin can work with anything that happened here. He could have worked with Hillary. I mean, Jesus Christ, she gave him all the uranium in the world, or at least all the stuff that we took out of Iraq, which was like 500 metric tons or something like that, which is not a WMD. 500 metric tons of uranium is not a WMD. Okay? Even though if you put it in the New York City water supply, believe me, it's a fucking disaster. But I tangentially digress into nothing. Main thing is people who give a shit about the country. Orange Man is going nowhere. Orange Man's going nowhere. And when he finally does get around to building the wall, I honestly hope he does not build the fucking wall. Jack Smith was never a wall fan. Jack Smith was not a wall fan. Sorry. What Jack Smith has always wanted is, a bunch of military bases along the Mexican border. So the military is doing what it's supposed to do, which is defend the country. Defend the borders. Put them on the borders. Don't build a fucking wall. There's always a way over a wall. There's always a way under a wall. There's no way past the U.S. military. Those guys will fucking kill you. And if you throw rocks at them, if some fucking cartel tries to fuck with our military, holy Christ, you'll get like a mouthful of fucking hellfire missiles, man. There will be no more cartel. In fact, the U.S. military could probably just put a no-fly zone in the top, 25% of Mexico, and just take everything above that. Just take a piece of Mexico. Why not? Mexico's not doing anything with it. I mean, I don't know where. There's places in Mexico where Americans go. I mean, United States citizens go to fucking vacation, like Cabo or whatever. Fuck those people. Fuck going to Mexico for a fucking vacation. It's a goddamn shithole. For fuck's sake. Going to goddamn Mexico. What the hell are you doing? Those people hate us. They despise us. You gringos going down there are probably the reason why Mexico hates us so much. They always harken back to like, Santa Anna's leg or whatever the hell. No, it's you douchebags going down to Cabo and trying to open fragrance shops and shit like that. I knew some woman, some goddamn rich trust fund junkie when I lived in Manhattan. And she tried to open a fragrance shop down in Cabo, and it fucking failed. More of her daddy's money down the tubes. But, perfect example of a douchebag, rich asshole going down to some third world shithole and misrepresenting the U.S. of goddamn A. All right. That's all I got to say. I just wanted to soothe the thinkers out there who may have been listening to all this nonsense about impeachment. Of course, something may happen today that would prove Jack Smith wrong. Jack Smith is often proven wrong, as a testimonial has shown in previous videos. But in this particular thing, so far, the guy's done nothing wrong. Can't, pass an impeachment movement in the House on the basis of Stephen Colbert doesn't like him, All right. So, everybody go fuck yourselves. And Jack Smith is going to go fuck himself. All right? Jack Smith out.
Jack Smith.